OMG, Mabuhay Squad. A major change has happened. And I think you guys will find it really, really interesting. Mabuhay Squad. Check out what I'm looking at now.
Hey guys, welcome to my daily vlogs. Please subscribe.
They've completely mowed the grass on this lot beside us. I wonder why. It looks really beautiful, doesn't it? I really love this lot. Wouldn't it be just amazing if we could own this lot next to us? Wouldn't that just be awesome, Mabuhay Squad? Guys, Architect Dennis. Hello, Architect. Place is looking really, really great. Thank you so much to you and your team. Guys, we're looking at rocks. Guys, look at all the choices for stone cladding. Holy, there is so much to choose from. Look at that, guys. So hard. And look, they even have like bamboo cladding, like 3D tiling. Oh my. I guess we're deciding all the stone cladding for things like this pillar here, this foundational pillar. Also possibly for the outside, because if you saw yesterday's vlog, you saw that they were adding the stone cladding, but this is just a sample apparently, just to kind of see what we would think. We have so many options to choose from. By the way guys, if you're new to the vlogs, welcome to the channel. My name is Mikey Bustos. We are here in the Mabuhay Squad farmhouse, which is under construction, as you can see. It's our future home for myself, my partner RJ, all of our pets, and our entire team. So this is a project that started, well, we started looking for properties 3 years ago. It was supposed to be finished by the end of last year, but because of the pandemic, it's been delayed. But it's okay. The whole process is really, really exciting, and we're so happy to take you guys along. So if you enjoyed this vlog, be sure to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Join the Mabuhay Squad. We will be your daily dose of positive vibes online. Yes. So right now we're looking at this stone cladding for the inside of our aviary. So this will be dark, like brickwork over there, which will be a great contrast to RJ's white walls. We've decided that this will be a white interior, and we think that adding darker stone cladding on the inside of the aviary will look really nice. Architect says we'll even add the same brickwork in certain parts of the home so it can match quite nicely. How cool! So guys, now we're checking out window panes. We have 3 options right now. This is called analog. The cheapest, however, after 5 to 10 years, Architect Dennis says, due to weather, it will change color and somehow degrade. So I don't think we're gonna go this route. Then there's this window pane, which I love because there's like an insect, there's like a mesh inside. It reminds me of my home in Toronto. See, sliding, beautiful. A little more weather resistant. Got a nice track, right? However, this is more expensive than this. Or we could go with the most expensive, which is this. It's powder coated, so it's more resistant against the elements, against weather. It won't erode as easily. This is matte finish, but this is like shiny, see, so it's nice and polished. And like the cross section is very impressive, I guess, for a windowsill. I had no idea windowsills were this complicated, guys. Like, we gotta make decisions now on this kind of stuff. We're trying to decide. I'm guessing we're gonna go with this, but again, this is much more expensive than this, which is more expensive than that. And guys, look at what else they're working on. This here is the circular window that will be at the center of our bedroom. And it's pretty much at the center of the house, right above the front door from our master bedroom. So that's gonna be cool. I don't think I've ever lived in a house with a circular window before. It kind of will sort of be like the eye of the house, because we could look out of this circular window from our bedroom and see who's knocking on our front door. How neat, right? I do agree with RJ. He wants to make this window smaller. Now, of course, I'm all for windows. Architect Dennis is saying if it's completely closed, the kitchen will be dark. We'll have to add more lights in the kitchen, but it's artificial light. It's not as good as natural light. I agree with this. However, RJ is concerned because with this current design, he has less cabinet space and cupboard space to work with. We'll have a fridge here, right? Like in his mind, he's trying to plan where the cupboards are gonna go, and there isn't very much because we have like huge window here. In the morning, sun come streaming this way. So we want window here for sure, but RJ's suggesting we shrink this window 50% so that we can add like some storage for RJ. I suggested up there maybe add, but then he's like, no, what? He's gotta get a ladder to like go grab some stuff. So that's what RJ and Architect are talking about now. Another thing to note though is that RJ also has a china room, like a room over there where he can keep all his like plates and luxury cups and glasses and stuff. So we have that. And then also there will be a large island counter, which will be a unique shape actually. And there will be storage under there as well. So there's a lot to think about, guys. OMG, lots of decisions to make. Lots and lots of decisions. And these are decisions that will affect, you know, our utility of the home when we live here. So we really have to think things like a million times to make sure whatever we decide becomes final. I love the size of that window, guys. I wish we didn't have to close it. Another advantage of having big windows is when sunlight comes in, it helps kill and minimize mold. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want mold growing in the home because sunlight tends to decrease mold growth. So that's another thing to consider. So guys, I think you guys would be shocked if you knew how much brain energy and time RJ devotes to designing and choosing things for our home, especially his kitchen. Like RJ, in the night, I will wake up at night, it's like late, and I'll see he's on his phone shopping for like furnishings and appliances for our home. He really is committed to choosing the best and obviously staying within our budget, because it really takes a lot of time to decide these things. I have just allowed RJ to go build his dream kitchen. I don't really have any intention to go against whatever he wants. I'll give my opinions on certain choices that he has made, but I do want RJ to really love his kitchen because he's gonna be cooking great food, I hope. So I'm just going with whatever he says for this kitchen.
And you know what they say, happy wife, happy life.
So right now they're talking about RJ's floating counter because RJ wants this really cool, unique U-shaped counter where, like, you know, we could all gather, sit on stools, and eat, while in the middle he'll have his, you know, all the cookware stuff, like all the, what's it called? The range. There will also be cooking surfaces here too, I believe, an oven and all that will be built in somewhere here. And then, yeah, this inner island here will be here where we could all sit on stools on the outside and kind of like all face each other and talk. I believe that's RJ's idea. But they're now talking about spacing because there needs to be a certain amount of space between the counter and this like glass wall that will be here. OMG, guys, look at RJ's island counter. It's shaped like a U. Like, there will be a base, right? And the edge of the counter is where this white. It'll be even, so whatever is here, it'll be here. It'll be perfectly symmetrical. And then RJ's grand range will be here. So he'll cook food, he can cook breakfast and all of that on the grill or whatever the range is here. And then we could all kind of like gather here and sit and eat. We're just playing with measurements now just to see. So they're drawing like an outline so we can better visualize the floating countertop. Man, that's gonna be a lot of marble or granite. I don't know, whatever we're using for countertop. That is a lot. So also another thing too, I think RJ was planning was the central like counter at the bottom of the U will be elevated higher than the rest, like than our eating surface. So that should be a cool island counter. And then of course over his range will be an exhaust, which will be from the ceiling, so it could suck up all the smoke and all of that. We also wanted to have the setup of the kitchen in such a way that it's easy for RJ to film in case he decides, I don't know, in the future to start his own channel for cooking, because a lot of you guys have been requesting this, and it's something that RJ's been putting at the back of his mind, his own cooking channel. So we'll see. Otherwise, he'll just cook for this channel. But this design allows us to film RJ cooking on his range in such a way that it's easy. So you could just put the camera right in front, and it looks really, really nice. So guys, this U-shaped island counter can seat 12 to 18 and possibly more guests and one chef. That would be awesome. Like, let's say we have a family reunion here. Let's say all my relatives fly here from Canada. We could all fit here and like everybody would be facing each other and we could talk. This is really, really, really cool. All right, guys, the sun's out. Awesome. It was raining all morning this morning, but blue skies are ahead. Love it. Guys, look at this sweet potato just growing everywhere. I just can't wait to go out here and like pick those sweet potato leaf tops and like cook them into our food. RJ and I used to put them in our spicy Korean noodles that we prepared during quarantine. You know, guys, speaking of quarantine, RJ and I were talking the other day, kind of reminiscing. Not really reminiscing, because that's what you usually do when it's an enjoyable memory. But we would have loved to be in lockdown here with all of this done. But that's not what happened. If you're new to the channel, RJ and I, we documented from the beginning of lockdown to the moment we ventured out into the world again. And it was like an 8-month period of us literally not leaving the house. Anything that came into our condo, we treated it like a bomb. Honestly, like we were so sterile and scared of the outside world. We didn't even order delivery or anything like that. We cooked our own stuff. Wow, that was like a big experience. My point is, there were some highlights about being locked down in our condo. For one thing, it taught RJ and I to really like not take things for granted. You know what I mean? We went from eating at restaurants for lunch and dinner and breakfast to like literally having to cook our food. Also, Ate Elsie, our helper, couldn't come over, so we had to do all the chores ourselves. RJ slaved away cleaning things while I had to do all of the editing because, well, for ANTSCANADA, we didn't have Heinz to help, so I had to go back to, you know, creating every episode from scratch, filming it, writing it, voicing over it, soundtracking it, editing it, and uploading it with no help, back to just doing everything myself. So, you know, that whole quarantine period, it was tough, but it was also quite valuable for us because, you know, now we can appreciate the outside world and everything in our lives much more. I don't know if any of you guys experienced that, like kind of like an epiphany or quarantine opened your eyes. I know a lot of you guys are still under lockdown now. My heart goes out to you. I'm praying for you guys. Hope this COVID thing goes away, vaccines get distributed faster, etc. But yeah, there were a few great memories that RJ and I had in lockdown. And I brought this up because I was thinking of spicy Korean noodles. Spicy Korean noodles will always be my like favorite quarantine meal. Guys, the insects here are awesome. Look at that dragonfly. Okay, it's gone. Oh no, there it is. It insists on landing on that rock. Ooh, is it just me or is that pillar starting to look like dragon reptilian scales? So apparently architect Dennis says once the stones are arranged, they'll be like covered in some protective liquid that when dry, it makes the rocks look shiny and dark. Like it'll look permanently wet. Because if you look, you can see when it dries, the stones turn like bluish and light. But the idea is once it's, I don't know, shellacked or whatever, it's like got the sealant protector on it, it looks polished and smooth and shiny and dark. So another thing we had to decide today was what color we're going to paint the house, because, you know, they're pretty much going to be finished with the outside detailing. Well, for most of it. And architect says in a couple weeks they'll start to color the home. So many layers of whatever will be put on this concrete, and then they'll paint the outside. So our choices, according to architect, are light brown or dark brown, because when this is all done, it'll kind of be sort of like country style cabin home type look. And so RJ and I were thinking, we're like, okay, we could go light brown, that would look really nice. However, because we are in the midst of all of these acacia trees, what tends to happen is if you look at our fence, which we're starting to see is a problem now, the green from the trees stains the concrete. So we're thinking with all of these acacia all around, even though the acacia isn't directly over the house, we feel maybe a dark brown house might be the best way to go, just so, you know, any sort of staining that might happen from the trees will be less obvious. What do you guys think? So the home will be more of a dark type of brown, but we still have time to decide what color we're going to choose. Alright guys, so we're coming to the end now. Gonna head back home. Just trying to admire all the work that's been done so far on the home. Architect Dennis, thank you so much. He was explaining, you were explaining that you're in the final stages now, right?
Yeah. We're on the finishing touches on the masonry.
Ooh, I really like looking at the home from the side and the front, but those lines are really cool. Good morning guys, a brand new day, a beautiful Wednesday.
Good morning, Cypher. We've missed you in the vlogs. Been a couple vlogs since we've seen you.
Gorgeous morning here in Metro Manila. Yes. Alright guys, time to do a couple positive affirmations. Here's the positive affirmation for Tuesday, February the 23rd. Walking every day keeps my bones strong. Alright. Have you got your 10,000 steps? You know how they say you gotta take 10,000 steps a day. Alright, next. Positive affirmation for Wednesday, February the 24th. I release all stress by expressing gratitude. There you go guys, hope you enjoyed today's positive affirmation. Alright guys, I have been waiting for so long to share a certain piece of news. Now, over the past several vlogs, I've kind of been teasing about some really great news that I couldn't share, you know, in the past few days, but we officially got word that this piece of news has become official. Mabuhay squad. The thing I'd like to share with you now is really exciting, and it's this.